And I would now like to invite our last speaker for this session, and, and that is Mr. Vinay Kumar. He is the Director of Artificial Intelligence with Microsoft Azure. Vinay? Oh, he said that he would just take questions. So yeah, I would certainly invite you, yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vinay Kumar, and I'm part of the Microsoft Global Business Development team in the AI and cloud spaces. So one question you may be asking is why, how come Microsoft is here in a telecom conference? So the reason is very, very simple. You know, the telecom world is actually changing dramatically, and Microsoft is working extremely closely with some of the large telcos around the world to see if we can help them, you know, uncover the new world. And before I spend more time on what we are seeing in the telecom industry, I just wanted to elevate sort of our discussion a little bit higher and talk about, in general, what we are seeing. You know, so if you look at the whole world, you know, we are living in basically an exponential world now. You know, the pace at which technology is changing is just breathtaking. You know, if you look at the last 5 years, some of these acronyms that you hear today, you know, they were not even existent 5 years ago. And now they are sort of part of every technology company. Everybody is thinking about them: cloud, AI, machine learning, cognitive, AR, VR, all that. So, and the use cases which are emerging, they are nothing short of what, you know, we would have seen in sci-fi thrillers a few years ago. And all those scenarios that we used to, you know, sit in the theater and wow about, they're all becoming a reality. So, so one thing we have to embrace is that it's not just the telecom world, the whole world is changing. And many, many industries, automotive, financial services, manufacturing, retail, they're all getting impacted in a big way. Automotive, for example, we work with a lot of automotive companies, and imagine, you know, that probably in our lifetime, we'll be able to sit in a car without a steering wheel. I mean, that's just unimaginable. You know, sitting in a car which drives on its own, takes you wherever you want to go, parks itself, and, you know, and your job is done. So the transformation is happening across many industries, and we work with a lot of telecom companies very, very closely. And when we talk to them and sort of try to understand what they are going through, so there are two things which emerge very clearly. One, which we have discussed here many, many times, which is that the network, the data is exploding. You know, we see a lot of users, but the revenue is not growing in the same proportion, or revenue is not growing at all in some cases. The second, I think, concern that, or challenge that most companies are facing in the telecom world is about, you know, all these new immersive experiences which will happen on their network, and how do they benefit from it? You know, the immersive experiences that, you know, AR, VR, et cetera, all that will create. How will these companies, how will telecom companies, you know, benefit from those experiences? So those are two sort of concerns or areas of opportunity that most companies, you know, in the telecom world are thinking about. And what we find is that, I think it was discussed on this panel also, that a lot of them are thinking about intelligent networks, you know, so native cloud networks where software-driven, you know, CapEx provisioning, et cetera, happens, so that there is not as much investment in CapEx, and they can serve a lot more customers with reduced cost. So that's one big area that most companies are thinking about. And the second one is use of cognitive services, AI, machine learning, et cetera, not only in the network that they are going to create, but also in customer relationship, and also in experiences that they'll create and provide to end users. So I'll give you some examples. For example, we just recently announced a partnership with Telefonica so Satya Nadella and Telefonica's CEO, they announced at Mobile World Congress. So there are 3 areas where Telefonica is closely working with Microsoft. So the first area is about using cognitive services for better customer relationship. So Telefonica has created this AI-assisted bot, and they call it Aura, A-U-R-A, which is basically started out as a voice bot, which they embedded inside their apps. And then they have taken it from apps to TV experiences, and now they're also bringing it to call centers. So when you call, for example, a Telefonica customer support rep, a year down the road, you would not be talking to a customer support rep, but you would be talking to a voice-assisted bot, which is completely powered by technologies that we are providing them. So what basically we do is we use both voice-to-text and text-to-speech. So voice-to-text is to understand what people are saying, and these are conversational discussions. So it's very, very hard to decipher who is speaking when and what they're saying, and also try to understand the language of the telecom world. So that's one area where they are working very closely with us. The second area is creating these intelligent networks. So basically we and them will work together to create cloud-native network for Telefonica, which they'll deploy all around the world. And the third area is where they are coming up with a lot of interesting in-home experiences, whether it's smart Wi-Fi or something else, that they want to provide to their consumers or families which are using Telefonica services. And a lot of them would be powered by Microsoft IoT, et cetera, technologies. So in short, I think the whole world is changing. I think next 5, 10 years, 20 years, we'll see a dramatically different world than what we see today. It's already beginning to happen, and it's going to happen at a sort of a breakneck speed in the next few years. And I think telecom world is changing as well. So we find that there is a lot of opportunity that will emerge, as the new world comes along. And we are here, and we would love to work with most of you to figure out how to make that happen. Thank you.